Working at SMIC is really being able to find a balance, a true balance between Eastern family student culture and Western educational philosophies. And that balance, it widens the opportunity for the students who have the financial economic abilities to enroll, but it also affords teachers the opportunities to really reflect on cultural preferences, their own cultural personal philosophies, and really challenges them to integrate what the Western beliefs are with what Eastern familial and traditional practices have been, and just finding that perfect balance.
Okay, so at SMIC, they gave me a great opportunity to grow. There was a lot of opportunity for growth and growing with my team, growing as an individual, and I grew a lot with my students.
So it's nice to know that we have the existing curriculum framework and standards in place, but that the teachers themselves have a lot of autonomy and choice when it comes to deciding what they want to implement in their classroom, and knowing that I can kind of cater my lessons to what my students are interested in and the feedback that they've given me makes it for a much more enjoyable lesson every single day.
Everything for me comes back to the students. Seriously, I was very surprised with the respect they show to teachers. Like how, if I can just clap one time and everybody is quiet in my class. And it's really nice to teach an environment where kids have that much respect for us.
Like, I think they just take a lot of initiative, and it's not just for getting good grades, like for actually learning, and they're really focused on getting into good schools, both in the US and in other countries. I would also say that they just have a genuine desire to learn too. I mean, even beyond just trying to get to, like, get a good grade on the AP exam or get into a good school. They really want to understand how stuff works.
I would say we have a lot of spirit. That's what, and I personally am quite passionate educator, and I pride myself in that aspect. I hold a lot of spirit in whatever I participate in or choose to participate in, and I see a lot of that, especially in our elementary school side. Lots of spirit, lots of opportunities to display that.
Another thing I think that I love about our students is we really, especially in elementary school, we really grow them emotionally as well. That emotional development is almost just as important. And again, that goes back to the Eastern cultures and the Western philosophies. Finding that balance and really being emotionally responsive to them is almost just as important.
Before I came to China, I really had a much more negative view of what it would be like in the city and just in the country in general. And then when I came here, I was definitely pleasantly surprised, like, to see that Shanghai is an extremely developed city, in terms of infrastructure, and compared to some of the other places that I've lived in, that made a big difference. Having a nice, clean, efficient subway, having good highway system, and the DDs, it's basically just like Uber. If you've never been in the country, it's the same thing as Uber, and when you don't know the language, it's super helpful to have that.
I mean, I was most excited to come to Shanghai to experience city life in Shanghai, and the school is really accessible because of the subway line that it's close to, and so I like how easy it is that I can live downtown and enjoy everything about city life, but also really easily make it to school and commute every day.
When my family was deciding whether or not to come to Shanghai, we didn't know what to expect at all. I mean, how do you wrap your head around a city the size of Shanghai that you've never been to? We'd never been to China either. And I think coming into SMIC, where the school and the community is not located in a Western expat bubble. The LQ across the street, most of the faculty lives there, but we're not the only ones that live there. There's a lot of Chinese families in and around the LQ, and our neighborhood is not an expat neighborhood. The expat neighborhoods are close by, 10-minute DD ride, and you can go have great tacos or pizza or burger or whatever. But our immediate surroundings are China. And it's wonderful to have local restaurants and street food, and just the experience of walking around this neighborhood and spending time on the streets with friends and colleagues, just really getting to know China, I think has been so much more rewarding than previous schools where we did just kind of live in an expat bubble. So if you're looking for a more authentic experience and you want to get to know China while still teaching wonderful, hardworking, humble, brilliant kids, I really think that the SMIC is worth a look.